Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025. Let's take a look at the economic calendar for today. Overnight data were in form of the trade balance numbers from the New Zealand and the LBA meeting minutes. Both data were released during the Asian session. Retail sales from Poland are scheduled for release at 10 o'clock. At 11:15, Bank of England Governor Bailey will give a speech, and then we smoothly enter the New York session. US session. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell will give a speech at 2:30. That's the major event of the day. And then we got some comments from FOMC member Bowman at 7 o'clock, ECB President Christine Lagarde at 7 o'clock, and at 10:30 API weekly crude oil stock data will be released. So that's about the calendar. As you can see, nothing major is scheduled for release for today. So without any further ado, let's switch to the chart. We start with euro dollar. The 4-hour time frame chart of the euro dollar is showing us a nice bounce towards the 100 periods moving average and local high at 1.1717, and then slight pullback back down to the level of 1.1683. So right now all of these levels are being deactivated because the market doesn't actually want to build anything on them. So now let me just switch these levels to additional technical resistance at the swing high from July 16th at 1.1722, so only 5 pips away from the yesterday's high. That's the technical resistance before the supply zone. Now this level here, 1.1674, will now act as the technical support, and we will add one more level, newest level for the technical support as well, at 1.1558. So with that kind of momentum, which is at the level of 60 points, and as you can see, broke above the level of 50, we might assume that the breakout above this the trend line towards the 100 periods moving average might be bullish. So if we break above the 1.1722 swing high, the outlook remains even more bullish. Additional target is located at 1.1812. So please notice the situation. The euro is gaining some strength and might be rallying if there is a breakout above the technical resistance and 100 periods moving average. Otherwise, this might be considered a false breakout. Because of the Japanese data, let's take a look at the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. We made a nice low at 147.10 yesterday, but then we got the sudden bounce from the from this level back towards 148.04. The technical resistance is used to be support, now it's resistance. So the market is moving according to our scenario, because it looks like the market is right now below the short-term trend line blue line, below longer-term trend line orange line, which means that there is a bearish pressure that builds in on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen, and now the market is trying to break below this technical support level 146.93. It's another technical support, and obviously in that case the bears will target the 100 periods moving average around 146.34. Momentum is negative. We got a sharp bounce to the upside, but we are still below the level of 50, and the price is still below the major technical resistance now, 148.04. So we might see continuation to the downside, down towards 100 periods moving average on this market very soon. All right, let's take a look at the gold market. The gold broke above the technical resistance here, the high from the June 23rd 2025, 3,395, made a marginal new high, 3,402, so $7 higher, hit the extremely overbought conditions, and now it is doing a pullback. So the level of 3,375 is now the technical support, so we will switch it to the green line, and the market is expected to move higher after the pullback is done. The question remains when it's done and on what level. We are still trading above the trend line, orange line. We are still trading above the 100 periods moving average located at 3,334. So the outlook with that kind of a positive, strong momentum is bullish. However, because we hit the extremely overbought conditions, now is the time for a pull back on this market. So if the gold is trying to move higher, where the indices are going? And as you can see, we recently on S&P 500 4-hour time frame chart marked the level of 6,300 that was violated for the first time, then tested, and then new swing high was made at 6,335 level, and now we got the bearish engulfing pattern, and the market is coming down from this level, which is not surprising because we have this bearish divergence, multiple bearish divergence on the S&P 500, and maybe finally this divergence will be played out from the extremely overbought conditions towards the extremely oversold conditions. However, there is still no evidence that this market will act like this. Something started here, bearish engulfing pattern. Let me just place this red trend line. There you go, bearish engulfing pattern will move lower, but nevertheless it's still not exactly the kind of a move we want to see when we go down from the extremely overbought conditions and resolving this bearish divergence. There's still some kind of a levels and the 100 periods moving average before we will hit this zone. If we clone this line here, we might establish some sort of the zone. Of course, it's a kind of a support zone, so demand zone, consisting of two support levels, and we can see straight on that this might be the next target for the best. Of course, 100 periods moving average at 6,248 is very, very close, so it's up for a test next if this divergence will be finally resolved. Now let's take a look at the Ethereum. And the Ethereum has hit the level of 3,856. So this is the newest level, newest swing high, newest interesting technical resistance level. There you go. And now is coming off the extremely overbought conditions. As you can see, we got this situation with the divergence as well. So we got the bearish divergence here, multiple bearish divergence, but remember this market is trending, so it might not be that easy to do this divergence, right? So we already hit the level of 54, and we might not see lower levels because it looks like this movement to the downside is very small. This movement momentum is quite big, so what we can do here is we place some kind of a technical supports like 3,478 looks like a good nice support and a target for the best, where we can see extremely oversold conditions, and the market might be ready to continue to the upside because we still developing the way free of the overall impulsive cycle on the momentum. There is no indication that this market is now terminating this uptrend, or there is a reversal in the uptrend. Quite opposite, it looks like the strong trending market to the upside, especially if we switch to the daily time frame chart. You can clearly see that here there is plenty of the room to the upside left, and you can see that yesterday's candle, obviously it looks kind of a interesting because it's a almost a pin bar, so I mean some sort of the pin bar, almost a doji. Nevertheless, today is the first red candle in a days, right? So market conditions are extremely overbought. Maybe it's time for this market to pull back a little, right? And then we will see what will happen sooner or later. So maybe it's a pullback time. On lower time frames there is of course this bearish divergence, so maybe it's time to resolve this bearish divergence. Don't worry about the general outcome, because short term maybe there is a downside correction, downside pullback, but mid-term the trend is up, and the long-term trend is up as well. So that's the outlook for the Ethereum. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys tomorrow. Take care and bye bye.